Hey guys, welcome back to Talking Chelsea Blues. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well today. Before we get into this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload and when we go live on the channel. And guys, go and follow us on all our socials. Links are down in the description, and go and join our Discord. The link is down in the description for that also. So go and get involved. It's going to be a laugh on that Discord. It's going to be a hell of a time on there. So make sure you get involved and you get typing in that Discord. So this video today is slightly different. Could Chelsea and Strasbourg be banned from the Champions League? Well, there's lots to say about it. I mean, they're both owned by Blueco. So, you know, it's interesting. I mean, if we look at Nottingham Forest, very close to qualifying for the Champions League, but their owner Evangelos Marinakis owns Olympiacos as well as Nottingham Forest. As you can see here, I'm just going to pop this up for you now on the screen. Nottingham Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis has diluted his control of the club in preparation for Champions League qualification. UEFA European football governing body has strict rules regarding multi-club ownership models such as the one Marinakis heads up. In addition to Nottingham Forest, the Greek businessman also controls Greek team Olympiacos as well as Portuguese side Rio Ave. You know, so it goes on to say how he removed his name from company house into blind control for the club for Nottingham Forest in preparation if they qualify for the Champions League, because they're very close to qualifying for the Champions League. So he, as it states, UEFA have very strict rules about can two clubs owned by the same people be in the Champions League or any UEFA competition. The answer to that is no. They're very strict about it, and so therefore Marinakis has removed control of the club from himself to put himself out of the picture, so there is no trouble with UEFA. Now, if we look at the Premier League table, as you can see, Chelsea are in 5th place at the moment with 63 points, joint 4th with Newcastle, who are on 63 points. Man City on 3rd with 64 points. Forest in 6th on 61 points, only 2 points behind us. Chelsea can still qualify for Champions League. I think if we beat Newcastle on the weekend, it is very much on. And Nottingham Forest or Aston Villa drop some more points along the road somewhere. If they drop any more points, I think it's nailed on that we can get Champions League football. So then it comes on to the Ligue 1 table. If we look at the Ligue 1 table, as you can see, PSG at top, second Marseille, Monaco 3rd, Nice 4th, Lille 5th, Strasbourg 6th. But they're still nailed on for Champions League qualification. So, how does that work? How does that work in terms of Chelsea? Because they're both owned by Blueco. They're both owned by Blueco, which is, you know, it's a multi-club model. And Strasbourg haven't been too happy about this either. So, what happens if we both qualify? Well, the owners have to relinquish or dilute some of their control over either one of the clubs, and I'm pretty sure as hell it's not going to be Chelsea that they dilute ownership of, because let's be clear, Chelsea make the more money, Chelsea are the bigger club, but Strasbourg, if they get into the Champions League, you know, they're a good club. You know, they're not big like Chelsea, but they are owned by Blueco, so there has to be a decision made. I'm not sure about the guidelines of how quick this can be done if both clubs qualify, because I'm pretty sure UEFA will eventually just go, you have to make a decision to the owners. You either relinquish control of Chelsea or Strasbourg. And I'm sure as hell it's going to say now they're not going to relinquish control of Chelsea, they'll do it with Strasbourg. But if they have put it in blind control, like Evangelos Marinakis has done with Nottingham Forest, I can see Strasbourg fans looking at how can we get Blueco out fully, because it's an opportunity. Because they're not happy with Blue Co anyway. They don't like being a feeder club. They don't like being second on the list to Chelsea. So, you know, they want to be their own sort of left to their own devices, I would assume. So it is a tough one to call. But I'm pretty sure we don't want a ban by UEFA. We don't want to be banned from the Champions League, especially if we qualify, because this is a huge moment. We're coming back into the Champions League, and Chelsea, this is where we belong. So I'm sure as hell that the owners don't want us to get banned from the Champions League and then having a problem with UEFA. But I'm sure they could probably find another loophole. They're the loophole kings, as we've seen before, with amortization of contracts. And other bits and pieces, you know, financial fair play, bits and pieces like that, you know. So they are the loophole king. So I'm sure they'd find another loophole, and if they did, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But at the end of the day, they have to make a decision, I think, and I think to dilute their control of Strasbourg would be their decision. I think it would be the only way they would dilute any control of any football club is to do it with Strasbourg. Strasbourg is obviously not worth as much as Chelsea. They're not as good as Chelsea, and so therefore, you know, Chelsea brings in the more money. So they would, I assume, keep full control of Chelsea and dilute the control of Strasbourg if they were both to get into the Champions League. I think when we look at the whole situation, though, under Chelsea, and if we do make Champions League, it's going to be huge. If we beat Newcastle on the weekend, I don't think it's going to be an easy game. Let's be clear, because it is not going to be an easy game. Do I think there is an opportunity if we beat Newcastle to get Champions League? I'm sure if we beat Newcastle and we beat Manchester United and Nottingham Forest drop at least another 2 points, Champions League is there. But guys, at the end of the day, it's going to be a problem if the owners dilly-dally on this. I'm not sure how long it takes to even dilute control of a club, whether that be in France or England. I'm not sure the process, because that must take time. I mean, if Evangelos Marinakis has done it for Forest now, or a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, or two, then surely it is a long process, a longer process than we expect. So it's going to have to be done now. If any control is to be relinquished, then, you know, I don't know. I don't know much about it, and Company's House and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure that they're not going to relinquish control of Chelsea and put it in blind control, because I don't think that's what would happen, because the owners know full well that Chelsea makes them more money than Strasbourg, and I think that's the only way they would do it is with Strasbourg. But at the end of the day, it has to be done soon if we're both qualifying for Champions League football. You know, Strasbourg are no pushovers either. You know, they're a good club. They have some great young talent. So at the end of the day, let's just see what happens. But guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Do you think the Chelsea ownership and the Strasbourg ownership would dilute any control? And they should have to if we want to be in Champions League football. If both of us want to be in Champions League football, as it clearly states by UEFA, there is a ruling where you can't own two clubs in the UEFA Champions League, or any UEFA competition for that matter. I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys, but let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified of when we upload and when we go live on the channel. Go and follow us on all our socials, Twitch, X, TikTok, Instagram. They're all there. So make sure you go follow them, and make sure, guys, you go and join the Discord. Link is down in the description. Come over there, get involved with all the conversations that I'm having over there. It'll be wonderful to see you all. And guys, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. And guys, I will see you tomorrow for another video. Take care, guys.